charging away. Yeah, yeah. My Bitcoin bowl is all I have left. Sold my house, my gold no less. The wolves are circling my huddling hands, but this man's much stronger than the average man. Today the market has taken another dip to restock, refuel this moonboard ship. My dreams may be futile, oh, this you say, while my Bitcoin bowl keeps charging away. Yeah, yeah.
That, and now people can hear us and now they can see us. So, hi everyone watching, and welcome, Mary. I'm very happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It's so much fun, Anders. Thanks for even thinking of having me on. I'm like nobody, but okay.
No, but I really like you're here and you're bringing content to the blockchain and the Wax ecosystem in a different way. I mean, in my opinion, we complement each other in a great way. So I'm really happy that you're around.
Yeah. The community, you especially, have been amazing to me, and I'm just talking about everything crypto and blockchain on my channel, and bringing some more awareness, herding everybody in, if you will, because I'm a newbie. I don't know, technology. I don't know coding. I don't know on any of that stuff, but I'm learning as I go, and it's pretty exciting from what I'm seeing. It's growing so much. I mean, it's up and it's down, and it's up and it's down, but it's more up than anything. So much fun, and the excitement in everybody's faces, and these different projects that I talk to, that's fun to me. Everybody's passionate about it, so that makes me real passionate about what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I really like that perspective where people can follow your journey into learning, because the process of getting into blockchain it's a long journey of mastering, so to speak. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, I've been tech interested in my entire life. Started with working with Linux when I was like, I don't know, 11 or something. But that's not where I started to work. Went and worked as a chef, and then I went to the personal training, and now I'm here working full time in the tech ecosystem. So that's really fun.
Oh, you do personal training too. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I still do some online coaching, but I don't have time to do it a lot. So right now I have 3 clients, so I'm not doing it that much right now.
Yeah, the whole crypto blockchain thing taking a lot of our time, but it's all good. You know, it's for the greater good, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. And okay, so let's start by who is Mary, and yeah, let's start there. Who is
Okay.
Mary?
Okay, well, let's you want to start like in the beginning? Like in the beginning there was So I'll talk a little bit about who I am. So I was born in Cuba, and I won't make that a long story, but I was born in Cuba and I left there. Well, my parents left there when I was 11 months old. So you know, my mom was pregnant at the time, and it wasn't like we hopped on a plane and then came to the United States. My dad was a fisherman there, so he actually had a small boat, and I really, really admire a lot of the people that, you know, flee other countries to come to this country, which is a free country. Because my mom and my dad are my heroes because they took a chance leaving and not knowing where you know what to expect, not knowing any English or anything. So it was me, my mom pregnant at the time, and then I had 4 other siblings. And it took us 2 days to get to the United States, but we were picked up by the Coast Guard. You know, my dad's small boat. There's a lot of sharks around too, from the stories that I hear about that. Of course, I'm a baby, so I don't remember. But we came to the United States. We lived in Miami for about 2 months. Then we went to Chicago, lived there for about 10 years, and then moved to Tampa, where I reside now. So so that's, you know, where I was born, what my heritage is. So I'm fluent in Spanish, speak, read, and write it. Then you know, here some of the things that I've done is you know, I used to cheer for the Bucks. I was cheerleader for like 5 years for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Really excited because we have Tom Brady first game. So let's see what he does. He did good this last game. So I cheered for them for like 5 years. I've done some television work because I also fish. I did some professional fishing, bass fishing. So I had a television show for like a year and a half, 2 years on ESPN2, and it was called Bass Tech. You know, talking about, you know, backing up your boat and to the water, how to tie knots, different things like that. And then I had another show here locally that was called Consumer Update, where I would interview people talking about their products and stuff. So that, and then another nugget about me that you may or may not know is that I was on a reality show called The Bachelor. So I was on there, and I actually got engaged on the show, and I was with him for like 5 years, but it didn't work out. And we split up. And then, like a year and a half later, I met my husband, who I've been married to now. I've known him for like 10 years, and we've been married for 5.5. We got married in Cuba.
Nice.
So I don't have any, well, I do have children, one child, which is Bama. Sit, sit. This is my child. This is Bama.
Yeah, Bama is awesome. He's reoccurring in your shows.
Yes, yes, and he is amazing. This is my son, Bama. He's 3.5 years old. So that's a little bit about me. I hope it wasn't too long and
No,
boring.
but I think it's good. I think people will understand where you come from, who you have been. I mean, you were doing educational things on fishing, which I don't think most people would guess on what, first time they see you.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'm a tomboy. I really am. I used to play softball. I ran track and field. I mean, I'm a girly girl still, but I'm more of a tomboy at heart. Like, I love football. When I was cheering for the Bucks, I didn't just cheer because, I loved dancing and all that. Is I actually really love football. Love basketball, but I just like it in the playoffs because there's so many games. Just all kinds of soccer. I love soccer. That's my husband's favorite sport. He
So
loves soccer.
football.
Yeah. So football. Yeah, that's the correct way. You're supposed to say. We say football here in the
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a tomboy at heart, and naturally, my father was a fisherman, so I kind of got that from my father. We
Yeah,
used to
did
go.
you follow him? Did he continue to work fishing when he was in the United States as well?
No, no, he when he came to the U.S., they didn't speak any
Yeah,
English, and they don't speak. Well, they kind of speak it a little bit because they had to raise 6 kids. There's 6 of us, so they both had 2 jobs at this, same time, and we're trying to raise all of us. So we really didn't have any time to go fishing that much. So it was, here and there. So he had to get like, different jobs. My dad had a body shop, and it was more factory jobs that they had.
yeah.
So yeah.
And then you were hosting a few shows, and now you're hosting your own show, and I guess that's different because you have to do everything yourself. So how is that experience for you?
Both you and I have to. Taking up a lot of our time, which is good. So I didn't understand the whole blockchain world. I knew a little bit because I love techie things. Like, if a new phone comes out, I love it, or anything techie, I love it. So I know a little bit of it, and I kept watching James, my husband. He would get excited about this project, and he would talk about that, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I finally saw him opening up these packs and these NFTs and talking about them, and then I was like looking at him, and I was like, "Wow, that's super cool!" And even some of the people that he would talk about the projects, just how excited they were, and that makes me excited. And I love learning about other people and what they're doing. So with what I already knew how to do, which was interview people and talk to them. Um, and wanting to learn about technology and their part, I was like, you know what, why don't I just do this show where I try to help people talk about their projects. So and James really encouraged me too. He was like, you should do it, you're going to be learning along the way, and there's a lot of especially women, there aren't a lot of women in this space right now, so why don't we get a lot of women in here so they can go along with your journey. I was like, you know what, that's a really good idea. I think I'll help people and their projects get the word out, and I'll also learn at the same time. So they might see
Yeah,
me and
and
something stupid, but
yeah, but that's okay. I mean, you are not profiling yourself as the one that knows everything. You're profiling yourself as someone that's learning and sharing the experience and interviewing people that are these experts, that are these knowledgeable people, and learning from them. So I think that is great. And I mean, my girlfriend has a similar experience. She bought some Ethereum a few years ago, but she didn't really understand it. She kept it on a wallet on my hardware wallet. So she didn't really manage it herself and do anything. But now with the NFT space, she's actually participating a little bit with Nifty Wizards, which is this Telegram, I mean, role playing game. Is very social. I think it's a good entry point for a lot of people, uh, because you get to learn about the blockchain and assets on the blockchain without actually understanding it.
right.
Uh,
Right. Well, I'm like learning, like I'm saying words and I'm like, where did that come from? When I say the NFT, when I say smart contracts, I think I went and said it like, are there stupid contracts? I mean, I don't know, but I say smart contracts. I say fiat. I didn't know what fiat was, but it's cash, it's money.
yeah,
So just different things, and the NFTs that are coming out there, opening up the packages and just seeing, like, with tops, just the baseball cards, and them, coming more to life, where you get updated stats on different players, the blockchain heroes, just how they have exploded, Garbage Pail Kids, all of those different things, and they're also games that we remember as kids, right? That they're creating.
yeah.
Ben Fairbank was amazing, and I've been doing research a lot too, like even with Celsius, with Mashinsky, and where his heart is. When he started VoIP and now he's doing MOIP, and he really wants to include everyone. Where his slogan is, unbank yourself. But to me, it's super exciting. All of the different things that you can do on the blockchain. I also own a real estate company, and to think that the future is where you can buy a house, do all the title work on blockchain, where you can just go direct, where you have the chain of command, you can see the entire history of a house on a blockchain, is in real time. That's pretty exciting, just to see where we're going. And there's just more and more things. You've had M Blue Crypto,
Yeah.
with Uplift Art, who's doing the music, a full length music video, utilizing the NFT, and he's giving it back to charity. That's really exciting, that a lot of these people aren't just doing it, for, obviously you need to make money, right? But that's not the driving force, in why they're passionate about it. They want to include everyone. And I see these people like the Mashinskys, like Ben, like Fairbank, like these Quigleys. They're out there in the communities and they're talking to the people,
Yeah.
which I really love, and I appreciate it, because they could be, sitting up somewhere just collecting money, but that's not what's important to them. And I just see their heart, and I appreciate it so much. This community is so amazing. I love it. And with everything going on in the world, it's nice to be a part of something that's really positive.
Yeah, I know, and it's easy to get stuck in the negative sides. I mean, all communities has positive and negative sides, and I mean, I've spoken to your husband for a long while before I even knew that you existed, and I've always had a good touch with him. Yeah, he didn't. The first thing he did was not share of you and that he had a wife, but we actually talked about all this fun stuff like NFTs and blockchain and everything. And then when he said that you were gonna do something, I was like, great, let's try to help and support.
Yeah.
And when it comes to that stupid contract that you said, I actually find that good, like a good comment, because a regular contract is a stupid contract, because to enforce it you need so many people and different like jurisdictions, lawyers. I mean, you need a full list of things if you have a dispute. And in a smart contract, everything is in code. So if you have a dispute, it's done.
Right.
So that's the difference from a smart contract to a stupid one. From a very simple perspective, I mean, there will still be disputes about everything surrounding it, because we need to be in our legal world the same as everyone else.
Yeah, and I love the fact when you put it into simple terms like that, because I start thinking about, when cell phones came out or the internet came out, it was like all code and all these numbers, and you just didn't understand how it operates. Most people like me just want to know, hey, I just push this button and it turns on, or they want in simple terms, right?
Yeah.
So as we progress on into this crypto space, I think it'll get a lot simpler. And I see that. Look at you. Is that some vino?
I no comment. It's Friday 4 p.m. here, so it's all good.
I have my coffee right here.
Yeah, time
Uh,
zones.
Ivan on text says black coffee, no milk, or something like that. Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
drink my coffee. It's black.
Yeah, I mean, I read some time that black coffee, no sugar, no milk is what psychopaths drink. So that's usually what I say, because I drink black coffee as well. I don't have anything, so I say that I have the same drink as psychopaths. I actually used the term today in some chat. So,
But as I was saying, I think I was saying that, it's just when you put it like in easy terms like that for people like me that don't understand it, it makes it so much simpler. And it's getting, the trend is that it's getting a lot easier. I see even with the Wax Cloud wallets, how they just make it a lot simpler, where it's not
Yeah.
a bunch of words and numbers that you have to, type in. So that's getting easier. You know, even what is it? Is it Atomic Hub that now you can create NFTs
Yeah.
there, which it's just exciting just how fast it all is moving. But it's technology, right? And that's what technology does. It just moves.
Yeah, and I think that improvement of user interfaces and user experience has to become better, and they are, like you said, Atomic Hub are doing a great job because their NFT creator is kind of simple to use, and they are currently rebuilding it. And I'm saying currently, I don't have a deadline. I know that they're working on it. They are working on a lot of things, but it will be even easier. They will have like tutorials, guides. You can hover over things and it will be explained for you. So it will be even easier for an artist or a content creator to come and issue their own NFTs. And personally, I recently created a service where people can do large quantities of NFTs and airdrops if they just contact me.
Nice.
So there will be a lot of these kinds of service and helps for people that want to do it. And I think that is very important. And I mean, the whole ecosystem is started by nerds and developers, and they are still the majority of the people. It's techies, it's people that understand the tech. So most of the tools are built by techies for techies. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even if it's simple for them, it's not simple for the average user. And that is why personally I think it's important that I don't try to focus on these difficult terms, but I actually try to take them down so people can understand what it's all about.
Well, and I think you do an amazing job in doing and explaining all of it, right? For people like me that is semi-nerdy, but doesn't know the right terminology, right? So when I explained, the direction that we're going in, I didn't use the proper words that you did, but you make it really simple for people like me that are just learning, right?
Yeah, and that's my goal. So thank you for noticing that. And something I will actually ask some questions about your real estate firm now, because I find that interesting. It's something that I'm saving up money and investing to gain more money so I can start to buy properties, because that's a dream I have. Being in that space and selling things.
Make sure you don't say the fiat. Make sure that you say the coins, because that's how you're going to be buying homes in the future. But real estate here in Florida has been doing phenomenal. We're up like, I want to say 4.8% in the housing market. And we're getting a lot of people that are coming, like, from New York's and Chicago's. We get a lot of people. I think right now we're number 2 in capital, but the real estate market is fantastic. When you have less supply, then the prices go up. And that's what's happening right now. We don't have a lot of homes that are available right now, and they're not staying in the market that long. So right now the price per square foot is a little high.
And what I actually think is kind of funny is that you are in Tampa, and I know that a guy that I followed on YouTube for a long while, Ben Malla, is also in Tampa. I don't know if you actually know who that is.
No, don't.
He's a character for sure. You have to Life on Sale is his YouTube show, and you should actually check it out later. I think you will have a laugh, and you will probably think he's a little bit offensive, and that's why it's entertaining to watch.
Because the shock value, right?
Exactly. It's a show for sure, and he used to have a creator that helped him, and then they got in a dispute, and now he's doing it on his own. With his family, buying hotels and large apartment complexes and renovating them, flipping them, and continuing doing so.
So is that what your end game is? Is that you want to flip homes, or you want to?
No, I think it's more about buying rentals and renting them out and creating some kind of passive income and taking care of people that are renting them, so to speak.
Okay. That's good. That's a good plan. I mean, you can do well in the housing market, that's for sure. So we'll see where we are.
But crypto is so much fun, so I I put all my time here and keep investing here. So that's great. Yeah. And how is it like working with the real estate and everything? How's your like a regular day? Are you going out to visit homes, and what kind of real estate are you working with?
So, obviously with where we are with COVID, it made it, a little bit difficult, but I provide to my clients where I'll do FaceTime a lot of them, live in these other, and it's hard for them to travel. So they live in the Chicago's and the New Yorks all over. And I even have some that are out of the country as well. So I'll just do a live FaceTime with my phone and just show them around so they can see what the house looks like. And then I do have some that do come into town or that are in town, and obviously I make sure I have my mask on and everything
Yeah.
else like that. And it's harder trying to find because we don't have a lot of inventory right now, so it's a little harder pinpointing exactly what they want. But the name of my company is TMC Residential, and I have a partner in that company. I'm a broker, so we both own it. And I've been licensed now for 17 years. I think it's going on 18, something like that. And I really love that too, because there again, I'm helping someone find their dream home or sell, the home to find something else. And to me, my favorite part of the of doing real estate is the first time home buyer, because the excitement in their face when they, oh my God, because that's the biggest decision you make,
Yeah.
to buy a house. Oh my God, I bought my first house, and they're super excited about it. And so I really love that too. So balancing my real estate company with what I'm doing here, it's very difficult. This has been taking up a lot of my time, but it's okay. I finally have a little bit of help right now because I was doing it all by myself. I mean, scheduling people. You have to stay active too on social media where you're just talking to people. So you're on Twitter, you're on Discord,
Yeah.
you're on Telegram, all these different chat rooms, just to keep up to date with what's going on. And again, it takes up a lot of time, but that's okay. I just sleep a couple hours, I drink a lot of my coffee, and this is from La Segunda. La Segunda is a restaurant, Spanish restaurant here, that has really good Cuban sandwiches. So good.
Nice.
But of course,
Yeah, and the time to keep up with everything is sure interesting. I mean, my girlfriend doesn't always see me that much because I'm almost always around. I'm lucky enough to work full time in this space, so I'm actually working with running the infrastructure for a lot of different blockchain projects as well as keeping up in the community. Makes it a little bit easier, but still, I spend most days 12 to 16 hours in Telegram, Discord, and in terminals and writing stuff.
you're very active. I see you in there, and you respond to people so quickly. So yeah, you're really, really good. And I don't know how you do it either, because you've got a lot of stuff going on too. And
I don't know. It's probably thanks to my ADD, so it's easy for me to do a lot of things, but it's hard to me to focus on one thing that I should do that it's not that exciting right now.
you do you the time differences, because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon there for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's 4 o'clock, and I wake up 12 hours ago, so I wake up 4:30 every day, so I can start my day when Asia is working, and then I continue to work, and then I work in the evening as well.
Oh yeah, 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 Dios mío. That's early.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still counting my sheep at that time.
But okay, so you're working with real estate and you're working with this podcast, and you are well, I should say new into the blockchain space. So you have a different vision than perhaps I have or someone else. You see some possibilities, and you're not thinking big enough, or you're thinking too big, or whatever. It doesn't matter. How do you see that the blockchain and the crypto space can help the real estate market?
Well, as I said earlier, I think that what's going to wind up happening is that you're going to wind up probably buying a home on the blockchain and doing the title work on the blockchain. So I think that it's going to go in that direction. And like anything, when it first comes out, people don't understand it. They're real scared. They're real iffy. So it's going to take a little while for it to change this habit. Like, look, with this COVID, it took a while for people to change their habits, but now it seems like it's the new norm. So I think that eventually, as we start growing in the space, that's going to become the new norm. Before cell phones, which you probably don't remember that because you're a lot younger, but before cell phones, people don't remember like what it was like not to have a cell phone. Could you imagine not having a cell phone today? You'd be like, what?
Yeah, I
So
think I was 10 or 11 first time I got one. And it
Yeah,
was a 3210, a Nokia 3210, so before 3310, the big one, yeah.
I think mine StarTAC. Remember the StarTAC, the flip thing?
Yeah.
But and I remember, I'm old enough to remember like when it did first come out, and then people would have like the battery pack. It was like this big phone that you would put over your arm, and whenever you would see somebody with one of those, you were like, "Wow, that person's rich. They have a cell phone." And now if you see somebody without a cell phone, you're like, "Wow, okay, you don't have a cell phone. Don't you feel like you're missing like an extension or something?"
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just think that with the housing market and title work and different things, there's just so much that you could create with blockchain that I mean it's endless. I see new things coming out all the time, so that's why I'm interested in learning about different projects because I'm just amazed at some of the things that people are creating. Um, artwork is huge in this space too, and that's just blowing up. You're getting people that normally are the naysayers that are now starting to see the light. They're starting to come on in and realize that wow, this is the direction that the technology is going to go to is in crypto.
Yeah, and and I think you're right, and I think that one big thing that from my perspective is one of the biggest that I can see is I don't know if you write your own real estate ads for people for things, yeah, and then you need to list what has been renovated and what has been done, and then it's hard to verify this, and what the blockchain does is really have everything. It's just the text in a line, and then it's dated with the timestamp. So this date something happened, and then you do another renovation, then it's next one.
Right, and you can't change it, and you can see it right then, in real time. You can see an entire history. Right now, what you're doing is you're going to a title company, and they're doing all this research to see, the entire history. And as you were stating, yes, it's time stamped. It's on the blockchain. It can never be changed, so you can look it up, very quickly. So you're not having to go to a title company where they do all this research, and then you have to get this insurance and all that. You have the smart contracts, if you will,
Mhm.
that will pull up all this information for you right then and there. And I almost wonder too, like you have the Carfax, where you get a whole history of a car, even an automobile when it's been in an accident. So there are so many possibilities with blockchain, and I don't know, maybe somebody already is doing that. I have no idea.
I think so. Um,
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting too. So, you don't have to go to Carfax. You can go right to the blockchain, look it up, and then you'll see, what's, one car owner or if it hasn't been in an accident, different
Yeah,
things.
for the biggest issue, I guess, is to have these big old companies to actually implement this because they need to do a lot of changes, and the changes are not really beneficial right now. They are beneficial in the future, uh,
Right.
and there's a lot of work and a lot of cost doing that. But I think we will go there. I think users will demand that everything is time stamped properly in the future.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're going for sure.
Right.
Um, and okay, so you got drawn into the blockchain space by your husband opening NFTs and having fun with them.
Yeah.
So how did he get drawn in, and how long ago did that happen? And has he tried to get you in before and not succeeded, or?
Yes, yes. So he's been in this space, I want to say for maybe 3.5 years or so. So, it was during the time where I guess Bitcoin ran up to like
Mhm.
20,000 or something like that. And then it fell, and then everybody got quiet and stepped back, and had everybody like, see, I told you. But now everybody's starting to come back in, right? You get the bandwagon jumpers, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess I'm one of those because I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. So anyway.
buy high, sell low.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it probably about 3.5, 4 years ago. And and again, he started learning, and he's one that will do his research and study everything and want to learn, like he likes more information. And I was busy over here doing my real estate thing and doing different things that I do with the dog. And I would come back home and I would see him, and he's doing his research, and he's doing in addition to what his job is. And I was like, "What is that?" So it kind of piqued my interest here and there. And then, like I said, probably about 4 months ago, 3 months ago, I guess the NFTs were introduced.
Yeah, the Tops launch that kicked it off, and Well, it was the first really fun experience with NFTs, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, because before it was just like I said, it was like all these numbers and this all this stuff that I just didn't understand at all. And then when I saw this fun thing that came out and all the excitement and it just it explodes and you could get this card and trade it with that card and all these different things. Then I got excited and he would show me like different videos of people talking about their projects and I'm like, wow, that's really cool and look how excited that person is. So, and then I also would see different channels of people interviewing, some of these CEOs and whatnot. And I was like, and James actually was the one who told me he was like, there's not a lot of women in this
Yeah.
space. You should really get out there and show people that you can be stupid, if you will. He wasn't calling me stupid, but just saying, he goes, you could feel like you're stupid, and it's okay. And you can go out to the community and ask like a question that you think is stupid. It's okay because you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So he's the one that suggested. He was like, you should show everybody what your journey is, and because you love helping people and you love learning, so let's combine all that stuff. And I was like, baby, but like how am I going to run my real estate company and do that? And then he was like, you could do it. He goes, you're so good and you're so smart. And he was like, rah rah rah, you could do this. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Now I'm doing it and I'm sleeping like 2 or 3 hours a night. But it's been fun. I really enjoy it. So he really is the one that got me doing this, and he's been doing it for a while and trying to explain everything to me as best he can. But I'm doing my own research as well. So
Yeah, and that is great. And since then, I guess you were perhaps playing with a few of his NFTs that he bought. Have you participated in the markets afterwards?
yeah, so I was like, like any girl does. I was like, hey, because I had learned how to do the wallet thing. And I was like, hey, why don't you send me some of those cards over? Because I just want to open them up, but I just wanted him to put stuff in my wallet because there was nothing in there. So yeah, no, he sent some cards over. I opened them up and all that, and yeah, I've been playing a little bit in the market, like buying and selling. The secondary market is just so amazing to me. It's crazy when you go in and you buy something for like $5, and then all of a sudden, a week later, it's 25. I'm like, what? So yeah, it's crazy. The value of it increases like that. So I have done that. I bought and I've sold and trade just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Have you done any dumb NFT trades? Bought it high and then whoops, that was not great.
not yet, and don't you jinx me either, because I haven't done that. Have not done that. But I think I have James helping me out with that as well. So I ask for his advice a lot, and then also I ask the community for some advice as well. And again, the community, if you ask a question out there, nothing is too stupid. And my advice to someone who's just starting out is go into some of these chats and ask around, do your research, reach out, because people like, we want more people in the space, because the more people we get into the space that understand, then they'll start to get it, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely, reach out to me, to you. I'll try to explain it as best I can in the stupid words that I say. But yeah, we're all
Yeah,
for help.
people can always tag me at Orcus on Telegram or Anyobservation on Twitter, and I respond, and I'm usually very fast.
Yes.
And if you tag me, I will see it. If not, I'm in hundreds of channels, so I might miss a message if I'm not tagged. But I try to get through them all. So and then with the NFT space and the launch, I mean Pepe launched yesterday. Did you buy anything there, or did you stay out of that one, or?
No, I didn't. I did not buy anything there, but when we're done here, I'll take a look at it.
There's a lot of fun ones, and I can send you a small pack so you can open it. So
Oh,
it's all good and fun.
yeah, I
Uh,
was. I think I did 3 interviews yesterday, so I was like, so it took up a lot of my time, and and asking you too. You have are you doing your own NFT? Are you creating?
Yeah, I have I'm like when I feel like I need a break from my mental capacity, I go and I start to design things on my computer with different programs, and I launch them on badges.block one or Anyoblock one. B1
Oh, wow.
is the block one, yeah.
Congrats.
So I have two series where I like badges is I do some badges for other projects for fun or for supporting projects that are launching. I did one for Pepe and I've done one for Kevin Ars, which is this amazing oil painting artist on wax, and like the Tiger King launch, I did a small tiger badge, and I've done a few things, and I plan to do a lot more there. And actually, starting next month, I'm gonna do something extra fun with it, and I will announce that in a few days when I'm all ready with it.
In a few days, come on, you can talk about it.
Oh, okay, let's do it. I will actually put up like a subscription, like you do with streamers or content creators in different places like Patreon or stuff, where I will have one NFT open that you can buy for the entire month, next month for $1 and one for $10. If you buy the one for and the month following, you will get drops on that NFT. So if you buy it, you support me. I get some value for doing all this content, and you get an NFT, and that NFT will entitle you into a chance of getting drops in the following month. So the one for $10 will have some cooler drops, and the one for $1 will have smaller drops, but it will still be something that you can get more value back than you paid. So the big one might have some packs for different launches, some other NFTs that may be something for 10 cents, it may be something for $20 or something like that. So everyone will probably not get a drop, but there's a chance to get a drop, and the real reason is to help me to support the show and support everything that I put into it. So it's like a subscription way to give back through NFTs.
Because at the end of the day, like, this is when we do this thing, it's our time, and we are, putting our own money into it, right? So yeah, all of that helps out. And when you were talking about drops, I had to learn what that was. I like, what's a drop? And I guess it's when you have a special NFT, and if you hold that NFT, then it entitles you to receive other NFTs, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Like an airdrop is like something is dropped from an air, like a package is dropped. So and I point where the package will drop depending on which NFT you have. So I have done right now. I have do 2 airdrops to anyone that holds any of my assets that I have made, and I will make specific airdrops to specific NFTs in the future in this way.
Nice. Well, congratulations. Yay, good news.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and my plan is to build it out as a service that other can use. But so far, I mean, to building that will take time. So I will just test it on myself for a start and see what can happen. And I will
Code?
I do code some, but I'm not an expert coder. I do more system administration, and I do simple scripts and things like that. But I am learning, and I'm doing more advanced stuff as I go. So yes and no.
Okay, well, that's impressive. I mean, if you're learning it, because I think coding looks hard.
Yeah, and for me, the best thing, if I have a goal with what I should do, and then I learn how to do it. I mean, this year I had to do my taxes, and I had to collect all this data. So I wrote a script that collect all data and present it in a form, so I can just add it to Excel and just summarize it and send it to the tax office. So I took the time on writing a script that I can use in the future instead of taking the time and going through all the transactions and summarizing it manually. So that's one way, and that's how I learned Python. So I learned to code in one language by doing that.
Okay, nice.
But I'm by no means an expert in coding, but I do understand blockchain and EOS IO quite well.
Okay. Yeah, and I had to learn about, I guess, the difference between EOS, EOSIO, Ethereum, all those different things. The gas fees. I'm like, what's gas fees? Like this? Do people have gas or something? He's like, no, Mary, that's what they call it. It's gas fee is what they pay for, like the trading. That it's how much I guess GPU or CPU or whatever you call it, it takes to get that thing over there. And I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. So.
Yeah, I mean the transaction gotta travel from A to B, and on that you need gas for your transport. So to go all the way, you need to fill the gas, and some days there's a worse road, and some days it's a better road, so the gas price goes up and down.
Depending on how much people, it's sort of like Uber, I guess. If an Uber, if there's a lot of demand for like some big event and a lot of people are trying to get Ubers, then the price goes up.
Yeah,
So I guess it's the same thing.
yeah, exactly, and I think it's great. And
Yep.
okay, so you have gotten into the NFT space. You're coming from this background where everything is new and exciting for you, and I still try to like attach myself to that exciting part, because when you are here in a long time and you want like let's go go go, and you feel like it's not really happening, you still want to push with that positive energy, because for me that helps me to be creative and to be positive and moving forward in a faster pace. So how is that going for you?
It's going really well. Like I said, is that there's so many new projects that are coming on the blockchain and different, and everyone is passionate about their baby, if you will, right? So to me, the passion that I see in someone else, that's what drives me. That's what
Yeah,
makes me excited. That's makes me want more, like more interesting to get their word out. And then like when you do talk about someone's project, like they're so appreciative about it, and it's no big deal for me. I just sit down and just have a conversation with someone about what they're trying to grow, why they're doing it. Ask them simple questions, like you and I are having a conversation right now. And to me, it's exciting. I feel like every single time I talk to someone new, it's like a new experience, a renewed excitement about something new. So
yeah,
that part of it is fun to me. Is just the newness of it, because people usually, when you have something new, they get excited about it. And I'm sure you probably feel the same
yeah.
way as you're talking to different people. Like, you can talk about the same thing over and over and over again, but um, it's it's not really the same thing, because it's different in the sense that they're doing a different way or a different project. So it's kind of a new thing, if you will.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I mean, why I do this, I sit down and chat with people, is because I really enjoy sitting down and talking to people and getting to know them and learn from them. Because I have this view on life that any person I meet has something to teach me. Uh,
Yes.
no matter who they have something to teach me that I didn't know that I needed to be taught. And with that open mindset, I mean, each person I sit down and talk with, no matter if they are like top CEO or if they are someone that are just learning, everyone has something to teach me, and that is why I really enjoy being here.
Yeah, yeah, and thanks for what you do. Again, everyone who has like a video show, on YouTube or wherever they're having it, I think they're doing a great service to this community. So you're helping others like me learn. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's really fun, you know.
yeah,
So
totally. Ella
so
has a good time, buddy. Come here. He always has a good time. He loves being on the show. He has this little bed over there where he just kind of hangs out with me,
yeah.
and that's it. By the way, let me mention this. I don't know if you see this shirt. See that shirt?
Hmm.
That's the Lightning. So we're about to win the Stanley Cup. I'm just saying, tonight's a big game, so I'm wearing my Lightning shirt today. So you got to root for the Lightning. That's what that shirt's all about.
Okay, I'm all for that. Even though I participate in sports and I exercise frequently and I worked in the space and I actually studied sports psychology, I'm not
Oh,
much into watching sports. I'm more on helping other perform better and doing them myself.
right, right. Nice.
Uh, CrossFit is the main sport that I actually watch, and that's a sport that most people do not watch because they don't like it.
It's got to be hard for you too, because with the COVID, people are, gyms and working out and all that was shut down for a little while. So that's
Not really in Sweden.
no.
No, everything is pretty much open. We don't need masks. We go out. We can't be more than 50 people. Some gyms closed for a few weeks. Most gyms stayed open.
Wow.
Restaurants had to do some, like you can't sit everywhere. You have to sit in a table. You can't sit at the bar. But
Nice.
basically everything is open. And for me, I go outside, I walk 1 minute, perhaps 2 minutes, and I'm in the forest. I walk the other direction 10 minutes, and I'm downtown. So
Oh,
uh,
wow. Okay, I'm a little bit jealous.
I live in a small town. It's 100,000 people, and I have a really good location. So it's perfect for me.
Nice, nice. Good deal.
Yeah. And okay, so from your perspective, the NFT space, the NFT market, and I mean, there's a lot of different projects that launches NFTs in different ways, and there's a benefits with all of them. Where do you see them going forward?
The different projects or the blockchain?
NFTs in general. NFTs in general.
NFTs. So what I see with NFTs is I think that it'll be like really huge within the gaming world, because a lot of these NFTs, like some of them I see are just, they're cards that don't really do a whole lot, but they're it could be art, it could be a music video, it could be, you can just pretty much create anything with one of these, right? But it's the ones that have like these like Easter egg things where you could find stuff within the card, and then you have to have this card to be a key to unlock this other item, and then you put these two other cards and you create this game, and it takes you to some other level. So the gaming industry is like huge. It's a multi-billion dollar industry. So I think that it's going to be a big part in the gaming world. But that's what I think it's going to happen with NFTs, or it is happening already.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, cogs on wax.
Yeah, indie games are testing the ground, so to speak.
Yeah. So NFTs, you can do a whole lot of things. Like we were just talking about. You've got Uplift Art that's doing the entire music video. You've got I can't remember who is it that was talking about how huge artwork is within the NFTs. Was that Palm? I can't remember who was saying that.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. I saw it also on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, these big guys are tweeting these different things, and even the collectors that are collecting physical cards, they're going to really see the value in digital. There's a lot of value in physical, obviously, because people trade.
Ronin says it was Pomp.
Oh, it was. Okay, thanks. Okay, so see, I do know some stuff. Some stuff here and there, but anyway, I think that there's so much value with these cards. There's so much that can be done with these cards, and it's exciting to see the different spaces that are coming within these cards. And that's what kind of started it for me, is just seeing, because I love board games, I love games. I'm not a gamer, like I don't sit and do the games, but I do like board games, and I like trading and stuff. So I guess.
And for me, I mean, there are a lot of online board games, and I like board games, and online ones are not always the same, but sometimes they can give they can add the animations, and they can add some kind of interaction that is not possible. And blockchain is perfect for that, because most board games are turn-based. It's you do an action, and then it's the next person, or perhaps all you do an action at the same time, and then it's next round.
Like you can become part of the game. You can insert yourself into a game as an avatar, and get different skins. And so it's kind of cool that you can do that, in the space, in the digital space.
Yeah. And if we go to NFTs, I think that the gaming one will be huge. And I think that's an easy way to see where it can go. It's kind of obvious, because you have already all the digital assets. They are being traded on Steam, on CSGO, on all of these different games and platforms.
How do you or how would you decide which platform to go to? Because there's so many that are out there, right? How do you make your decision on where to go to? Even if you want to launch one of your own NFTs, because you've got the Atomic Hub now where you can create it. So how do you decide where to go?
I would say that the where you have found the information is probably the way where people will go, and I think that like Tops came to Wax because William Quigley has a background where he has done positive things in the past. Well, he and Jantis, they had done all this digital trading before, so it was an easy way. Okay, these guys are doing it in the past. They have done this. like created the market before, so perhaps this is a good way to start this exploration, to give some kind of trust, because everything is new.
Right.
And I think that is the major part. Like if you go into, okay, you know these blockchain people, and the blockchain people, perhaps they know about these projects, so that's the project that they will recommend.
Right.
I mean, right now there's just NFTs projects are throwing out everywhere, and most, well, not most, but a lot of chains can add NFTs and have them on their chain as well. But there
Mhm.
are, like, Wax is purposefully built to do this, so it's one of the best place, in my opinion, to actually go for the NFTs. With the cloud wallet is a huge thing, because everything in blockchain is difficult, and the cloud wallet is simple. So if someone that want to launch a project actually does research and look at all everything, it will be attractive to be here, and the more big projects that comes, the more attractive it will be. Like Ethereum has this huge user base where people trade, and from my perspective, I don't understand why they want to pay 20, 30, $40 for doing a trade, even when it's slower paying a few dollars, when you can do it on a few other chains without that cost associated.
And I think what you might be alluding to, or what you're talking about, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is you're talking about gas fees, right?
Yeah.
Because where you do these trades is so you're in essence buying a card for $5 or whatever, but then you're paying a dollar something for the trade. So
Yeah,
what?
like $20 right now.
Yeah, so you're kind of like you're not making anything. It's costing you way too much money. So
Yeah.
with Wax, you have the luxury of not incurring those fees, right? So they make it really easier. The user interface and everything is, and they're constantly upgrading and making things a lot easier
Yeah.
for the end user, which I really appreciate. So I tend to agree with you, is that I like Wax. Wax is a
And from my perspective, I mean, I'm really chain agnostic. I don't really care that much which chain you are using, as long as it's you have thought about why you're using this chain. And I mean, if I'm gonna do a trade for $1,000 or $10,000, I don't mind if I have to pay $30 gas fee. But if
yeah.
I'm gonna buy something small, like all the NFTs on Wax, the small microtransactions, that's not possible. So if you want to have a game cannot really run on Ethereum if you want things to be able to be traded. That's the viewpoint I have, and Wax is one example, because I really like Wax and I think there's a lot of benefits with it. But there are other projects that are doing the same thing and are catching up with the momentum that Wax got, thanks to Tops and thanks to what they have done in the past.
Yep. I agree with you for sure.
So yeah,
It worked that anyway.
yeah, and Ronin says that Left 4 Dead is adding the ability to import your own avatar this week. Yeah, so that is interesting, and I know that there's one meme chain that I like talked to first time a few days ago, that is called they are called Crypto Monkeys. They have some NFTs on Wax where each address on that chain is actually linked to a specific, like, designed monkey. So you actually have a monkey in your wallet that is unique to your wallet, and I find that kind of fun.
So what is it? Your own meme, I guess.
I guess it's like your own monkey. I will see if I can find it. If not, I will post it as a comment in the chat after this, or on Twitter perhaps.
Back to, like, it's so neat, the different things that people are creating that you didn't think about it, and you're like, wow, that's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I mean, the real benefit from Wax right now is that the tools that are being built is being built pretty rapidly. I mean, Atomic Assets and Atomic Hub is adding things almost weekly updates. I mean, they did a small update and they didn't really say that, hey, we updated a lot of small things on the site. They just updated it, and people notice some things that they haven't seen everything.
Yeah, they're evolving, right? And they're making things a lot easier for the end user, which is great, because at the end of the day, the easier you make it and have people understand, then you'll get more people coming in. because they, like I said, they got to just press a button without knowing all these long numbers. That's all I want to know is just, get me from point A to point B without the in between. Because if people really knew well, all it took, to make a phone call for the data to go over and, or, to send a text, then you'd be like, oh, it's not just me pressing send. There's just a lot of things involved in it.
Yeah, exactly. But the user shouldn't really need. I mean, all the website they use databases in the background, some kind of SQL database, and they don't know that. You have a website, you don't know what the database is. You don't need to know what the blockchain is. You just need to know how to use the service.
Well, how old really is blockchain? I mean, what's the age of it? So it's still young, if you
Yeah,
will.
it is young.
So
It's like a decade. So I mean, the each year in the blockchain space is kind of crazy because there's so many. I mean, there's over 3,000 projects. If you go to CoinGecko, I think it's way more than that, and just see who has a token, and it's 5,900 free tokens on CoinGecko. I mean, there's a lot of people all over the world that are building. Some of these tokens are they just create it and forget about it or scam and everything. But a lot of these are actually serious teams trying to build something.
does it remind you kind of .coms? There were so many .coms that were coming out, .com here, and then a lot of them did well and a lot of them failed.
Yes, and it's for sure the same thing. I mean, of all these 6,000 projects, the major ones will be very few, and then there will be a lot of them that do okay, and then most of them will just disappear.
And I predict that your coins will do well.
Yeah, of course. Everyone watching will do the right decision at the right time.
Right.
Yeah, and okay, so we have been on this for right an hour. We just passed an hour now.
Okay, yeah, I think I have to. I gotta go. I gotta go see my mommy and my pop.
Yeah.
My mom.
So, but when we leave, where will Mary's podcast be in a year from now?
In a year from now.
Yeah.
My hope is to really have a lot more interviews where I'm just, talking like I'm talking with you, just getting more information out there where, there'll be a lot more masses where we have more crowds that are really interested and we're answering more questions. So in a year from now, my podcast is going to be blown up.
Hey, it's good.
No, I really would like to be successful in what I'm doing, because my success means that a lot of the projects I'm talking about are going to be successful as well. So my hope is that, for it to be successful, more people are coming on and subscribing. So I'm going to ask your subscribers to subscribe on mine, and my subscribers to subscribe on yours, and get information from everywhere, right? It's all about community, and it's all about supporting each other. So, I just want to support other channels and projects, and support blockchain, support crypto. That's what I would like to do. And then newbies too. I'd like for newbies to look at me and be like, here's this girl that doesn't know or didn't know Diddly Squad, and I still don't, but I know a little bit more than I did before. So start somewhere.
Yeah, and that's what I find most fun with the blockchain space, that when you start to learn, you want to learn more, so you start to read things that you didn't think that you wanted to read before. And I think that's great to understand the world in a larger sense.
Yeah.
And as you said, the more we as content creators help each other and share each other content, the better it is for everyone. Because a viewer that goes to one place doesn't mean that it forgets about everything else, but there's enough space for all of us. There's enough viewers for all of us. So the more we help each other to reach more people, the better it is for everyone.
100% agree with that.
Yeah, so let's end with that, and let's say thank you for coming, Mary, and thank everyone for staying here and watching.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Anders, and thanks for doing what you do.